Carl and Brendan here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and it is reaction battle time as we're taking a look at the band Raven and the song Human Race, Brendan's nomination. Now, obviously, normally I'd throw this over to him, but I'm just going to take some guesses about what this type of music is based off the brief snippet I heard when the video auto-played and the imagery. Is this what we would call a traditional heavy metal band?
Atmospheric black metal.
Is it really?
No, it's not. It is a traditional, and yeah, I guess it's a traditional heavy metal band, but not part of the new wave of traditional heavy metal, because they are a band from the era of when traditional heavy metal was formed.
Yeah.
So Raven have been around for 40-ish years, and considering these are a UK band from Newcastle upon Tyne, and have a storied, almost legendary history. One of the bands that I grew up not really knowing anything about until in the last year or so, when their album Metal City came out and I reviewed it. And then I was like, right, who are these guys? Are these a new band? You know, maybe traditional heavy metal, maybe like, you know, kind of Dream Troll sort of style. And then looked into them and realized that I just missed some, as you do, there's so many bands out there, I missed some, you know. So the band, which are two brothers, which formed in 1974, deemed as extremely important to the new wave of British heavy metal movement and considered a major influence on early thrash, including young start-up bands at the time like Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, Anthrax, Exodus, Testament, Overkill, Creator, etc. All who have mentioned Raven as a band that influenced them in their early days. Like I said, two brothers from Newcastle upon Tyne. The two brothers are kind of the mainstays of the band. Their surname is Gallagher. I can't remember their first name. It's not Liam and Noel though.
John and Mark.
John and Mark. And there's been other members have kind of changed over quite a bit. The current lineup is just a three-piece. So it's the two brothers and Mike Heller, as in ex-Fear Factory, who's on the drums, which seems like quite an interesting mix. Yeah. You know, so I became. I wouldn't say I became a fan as such, because I haven't really listened back or anything, but I was a very big fan of the album Metal City. But the biggest challenge I had with putting this forward really was choosing a song, because I like a lot of songs on it. And the greatest thing about it that I enjoyed the most is that over the course of Metal City, you'll find 2.5-minute style Motorhead-ish kind of punk rocky tracks. You'll find 5 or 6 minute almost power metal tracks. And you'll also find, you know, a nice collection of what you would expect, which is the old style thrash, traditional heavy metal sort of sound as well. The Human Race is one of the ones I liked the most when I first listened to the album. I guess it's got a bit more meat to it, so a bit more on the aggressive side. So a good introduction to them.
It is. They're going to be that. It's going to be an introduction. What you've just spoken about there is fascinating. I hope everybody watching was as interested, if you don't know them, as much as I was. Almost sounds like, dare I say, our version of Anvil. You know, Anvil, a Canadian metal band that never really got it big or noticed when everybody else surpassed them, and they've been around. That's what it sounds like, right? Like our version of Anvil.
No, exactly. Yeah, they did. There's so much so that actually, when I was taking the list of influences, Anvil were on there, but I didn't bother the list. They weren't the only one. There was Anvil, Onslaught. There are loads of bands. Like, honestly, basically anybody who was in some way connected to the new wave of British heavy metal formed that movement because they were listening to the thrash and stuff that was around at the time, of which Raven were one of the earlier bands, forming in 1974. You know,
fascinating, right?
Out before Metallica even formed.
I got to hear this, man. I got to hear this. Let's do this then. 3, 2, 1, go.
Every one of those bands in it.
Man, we say this a lot, where like you ain't got to be setting the world alight, e.g., like doing something new. As long as with what you're doing it fucking good, and this is good. Okay. All right. Feel it. You see that pit beginning to open?
Yeah. It'd be nice for Mike Heller to be having a break.
We're still playing out of his skin though here, man. He's still like... That was not what I expected.
Bit of power metal.
Yeah. Yeah, he is really, really hammering these. Of course, get that high. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm nowadays. I think I'm very easy to please with music. You know, it's why when you go to the site, you rarely ever see me say anything shit about bands because I think everybody's doing such great work out there. Even if something isn't particularly spectacular in regards to or unique, if it's just really good fucking metal, why would I complain? I do not care about whether it's going to be the new thing or the old thing, or it's trying to copy this, whatever, and all that. This, of course, it's almost a caricature of that trad metal, new wave of British heavy metal sound. But because of who they are, what you told me, that's fine. If it was a modern band doing it, I'd be a bit like, okay, it's great. It's still great. But like, that ain't never going to take off. Like, sorry, guys, it ain't never going to take off. But these guys doing this is amazing. It's just a very, very good, a great headbanger with, thankfully, touches, moments that I think elevate it beyond the great. And oh shit, this is actually excellent. That jokey part where there's drop the beat, and I was expecting it to come back up into a fast-paced solo, frantic, get the circle pit going, and I was like, what the fuck? You've taken out a little bit of a different direction, and there's something unique. That's exciting. You actually did throw that in after all what I said. You did that anyway. Regardless of all of that, the playing is fantastic. The drumming is top bar, like stuff. Some good riffs there. The vocals, particularly when they're singing together, I really, really liked. The only criticism I have is the pre-chorus. I don't love the pre-chorus that much, but then the actual chorus with the gruffer vocal tone is so fucking good that I'm like, you know what, that's fine. I can live with that. 5-6 seconds build in to get to that, you know? It's fucking heavy metal. I love it.
No, yeah, I can see that. That's what that was my kind of feel, like, for not just for this song, for the album, like what you said, which is, and I actually said that at the bottom of my review, but I was just so impressed that, you know, a band 40 odd years old that weren't just churning out the same thing. They were still like, oh, let's mix it up a little bit. Let's throw this in there. Let's change things up, you know, bring in a kind of young modern drummer into the band. You know, like do you know what I mean? Because you can just try and live off a reputation, can't you? You can live off the legacy and just churn out a thrash metal album every 2 years and job done, you know, to your hardcore fans.
Yeah, because if you've not made it at this point in your career, you're never going to make it. So you stick with the hardcore and you keep the hardcore happy, and that's all you need to do, right? Exactly.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need to do, unless you love it and you just do it because you love the music, and that's when you want to keep growing even this long into your career. That's what, you know, that's what I love about it. To me, like this song and lots of songs on the album is like, it's fucking fun, man.
Yeah.
It's like, this is beer in hand, head banging, big grin in your face, having great fun.
You know, and this is it. Oh man, like picture the scene, 30, 40 minutes, Sophie Lancaster, Bloodstock. You and I, we watched like this Bloodstock Gone, you know, several bands in the sort of old school thrashy kind of side thing that we end up having a fucking blast. Like that's a band. I book them for 2022, Bloodstock. Stick them in the New Blood tent.
40 odd years into your career. Why not?
Easy win.
That's good. Oh, cool.
Yeah, easy win. I can't imagine saying all of that and being like, whoa, you know, it's kind of not the point. I realize losses are getting fewer and far between now, but
we just love metal too much.
That's the problem, isn't it? Yeah, it's really the case. What do you guys think of this song?
I'd say we need to bring like a pop fan or something on and we'll make them listen to songs and they can make us listen to songs.
I will say that Dan did once probably ask me about getting in on this action, and I was like, well, it doesn't really work with three of us because it doesn't really work and stuff like that. So it has come up. Let us know what you think of it in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?